Sean Maxwell. I work for ProClima. I right now have basically I'm in touch with all the blower door nerds here in Australia, and I want to get them all working together to change the industry here, because Australian buildings on average are much leakier than comparable buildings in other parts of the world. There's a lot of reasons for that. Part of it is that the climate in general is more mild here than it is in New York State, where I'm from. So that's one reason. The other is that the industry here just hasn't been pushed by various market drivers that are in countries like the US and the UK, where this is pretty common. So we're trying to get blower door testing here into the Australian code by sensible means. And one thing is I definitely want to expose all of you to blower door testing, get you all to turn the knobs and try it yourself and see how air leaks into normal houses, and then brainstorm as a group about ways we can fix it on the whole. So I'm going to do a blower door test pretty quickly, and then I'll just show you how I did. I'll go over how it normally goes. First thing is you need to calculate the area of the building that you're going to test. So I calculated using Google SketchUp the envelope area of this house. Pretty poor sketch there, but it calculates the surface area and the volume of this space. Now, there's a difference between what I modeled and what's actually here, because there's I think in your drawings on the PDF, this was a hollow ceiling. Is it okay?
If there's an attic upstairs.
Is it conditioned attic? No.
No, but
Okay.
it will be.
It will be. That's what I modeled.
Okay, we'll open.
So
we'll
have to adjust it.
We'll open the hatch. That'll do.
We can try it in a couple different ways. So there's you can do a blower door test for one quick thing we can do is do it as a just see where we're at right now, get a measurement, see how bad we're doing. Another is to use it as a diagnostic tool. You can use it to, like you said, open up the hatch between there and see is there a big problem up in the attic. You can use a manometer with a hose to sample pressures in various things as you're testing, and that tells you when you learn how to interpret those signals, it tells you what's going on in the building. So there's some of that we can play around with. We also have an infrared attachment for my phone, which may or may not be useful, but that's another toy you can play with. So first thing is I calculated the area of the house, surface area, and then I connected my computer to the manometer, and that's connected by hoses to the fan. What this process does, it uses a fan to induce a pressure on the envelope. I forget what it is in metric terms, how many kilometers an hour a wind. It's like 20 kilometer per hour wind on the building, pushing on the building, that's creating pressure, and that's similar to the pressure that's created by this blower door. It's not a huge pressure. You'll see that the fabric door panel squeeze in when you turn on the fan, and that's the air being sucked out, and then the air pressure on the outside pushing in to try to replace that air that's being exhausted. And then because we're going to depressurize first, we're going to suck air out of the house, we'll see air trying to make up for that lost air, leaking in through little cracks and holes around the house. So let's turn it on, and you'll get a sense for what I'm talking about pretty quickly. So you can get pretty technical with this, or you don't have to. What we'll do is a simple test, and if we want to dive deeper into precision, we definitely can. So right now it's measuring the baseline pressure right now at it's doing 30 seconds of sampling to get what is the average pressure right now, and then we're going to induce pressures on the building, and the nominal pressure we're going to induce is 50 pascals, which is the 20 kilometer per hour wind. So it's saying right now we have the average pressure in this house is -2 with respect to outside. So that tells me that it's warm in here, and that the air has, as a result, has some buoyancy compared to the air outside. So it's like a hot air balloon being lifted up by 2 pascals of pressure, which is a tiny, 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 tiny amount. But it's still there. Okay, so it's asking me what, proceed with test. Okay.
Do just breathe normally?
Yeah.
How would you pray? Tell us
You said your ears could be sucked out, so I wasn't too sure.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. I'm going to take this away from here. So, my setup here is a little buggy. Not detecting fan pressure.